Welcome to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. We are headed out to some Osage tribal land today to do some camping. Didn't look like when we made some reservations there's going to be too many people there, so we're hoping for weather in the 50s and maybe a little bit windy. And we got one excited dog along with us today. Osage tribal land and Osage County are synonymous in Oklahoma, and we are headed to the Osage Hills State Park. We are headed to the tent camping area of the park. We're going to set up our rooftop tent. We think we can position it right to protect it from the wind based on the satellite images, and we're going to do some cooking by the fire tonight. We attached the annex today so that we had a place to get out of the wind, and put a dog bed in there, and that's going to be Gracie's spot for sleeping tonight. We put the Rock Pal's lithium battery down in the annex so that we could plug in a 12-volt electric blanket for Gracie tonight to keep her warm. We really don't know how cold it will get. You know, there's always a forecast in Oklahoma, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Next, I snagged some fallen timber from the woods and tried out my Bauer electric chainsaw that I got from Harbor Freight on a deal. And I have to say, this thing actually worked really good to cut through some pretty tough wood, as well as some of the softer woods. But I was actually impressed. We easily got a fire going from that dried out deadfall, but we brought some good wood with us too, just in case we had some trouble. And we started cooking again. I promise to you that these are not the same two steaks we cook in every video, but we do like steak because it's easy to keep. It's not like ground beef where you have all of the meat turned in on itself, and if you lose refrigeration, you end up with a problem. Steaks are pretty safe and pretty easy to keep. We added some potatoes and broccoli to our steaks with some mushrooms. It ended up turning out pretty good.
Guess what? We're gonna move that plate. Move this plate.
I think we caramelized some of the mushrooms and the steak with a little A1 steak sauce added right on the fire.
How much does one cost?
One what?
This propane starters.
I'm only doing this for the camera, Grace. You look like a loving family, and you're not a wreck when we go camping. We woke up to a 21-degree morning with a nice breeze on top of that little plateau in Osage County. It was a beautiful morning, but it was pretty cold. You don't look like you're too sore today. You just look normal. Is that fun? You go for another hike today? Or is it going to come on in a couple days? You ain't going to be able to move, huh? At this point in the morning, I decided to go over and meet the only other people in the tent camping area for the night, and they came over and enjoyed our propane fire pit to warm up.
I know.
Did you guys stay warm last time?
We did. We were like, I brought like extra like double fleece.
Yeah.
And so we were like cocooned together.
Yes.
And like you peek your head out, you're like, oh my gosh.
I know, and I kept having the lid.
Gracie got a little bit chilled on top that plateau, so we wrapped her back up in her electric blanket and plugged it back into the jackery and warmed her up.
Brandon's got a plastic one. It goes across.
Like he usually, if he knows somebody's been exposed, he does double mask.
Yeah.
And he had these people in. He's in Grove, and so he had these people in when Delta came out that they were like halfway through the appointment.
One of the best things about camping is meeting new friends. After we exchanged contact information, we promised to meet again. We just really hit it off with this nice young couple. So we packed up. That's the saddest part about camping, is packing up. We packed up early in the morning, and we went down to a new trailhead to hike before we left Osage Hills State Park. Well, hey, thanks for joining me for another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. Come back next week and we'll take you around some of the trails at Osage Hills and the ruins of an old CCC camp. See you then.